Good morning, everyone. In the previous class, I have taught you about landslides, land degradation, and desertification. So, why desertification occurs? It occurs due to the deforestation. Uh, uh, due to the deforestation, uh, the forest and the grasslands are used by humans, so human activities are also responsible for desertification. Government and worldwide ecologists are also seriously thinking about these problems. Okay, and it is characterized by loss of vegetation, lowering of groundwater level, and soil erosion. Okay, and during last so many years, large area has destroyed by our Sahara Desert. In India also, there are so many places which are affected by desertification. An extreme example of sand movement in the coastal area of Saurashtra has hampered activities at the ports. So next we are going to study about the formation of gobar gas, because in the previous class I have taught you about that the biome, from the biomass we get the biogas, and it's an alternative source of energy. And now it is due to the misuse and overuse of the natural resources, and due to the increase in the demand of the fossil fuels, the, the stocks, the, the store has been day to has been finished day by day. So we need to control our uses and control, and also we have to aware about how to store it for further use, and how to get an alternative source of energy. So biogas, due to as we know that India is rich in cattle, goats, and animals, and they produce thousands of tanks per year. So if we are using that dung, from that dung if we are getting the electricity, so it will be very useful for us. Okay, so how it forms, how biogas forms, and in this topic we are also going to study about that, uh, what are the advantages of this biogas. Okay, so this is our mixing tank where we put our dung, and this is the gas storage tank. This is the inlet pipe, and this is the total inlet tank. This is the digester tank, and this is the partition wall, and from there we get directly, this is the gas storage tank. The gas stored in this tank, the biogas which are produced from the biomass, and this is the outlet pipe, and this is the overflow tank, and this is the gas control valve outlet for biogases. This total thing, the uh, uh, total project of biogas. So we can see it in the actual form, the actual image of biogas. Okay, this is the biogas tank, and this is the pipe through which we can get the biogases. Okay, so I'll tell you how gobar gas forms or how biogas forms. So it is a mixture of gases composed of methane 50 to 80%, carbon dioxide 15 to 40%, nitrogen 4%, hydrogen sulfide 1%, with very small percentage of hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon monoxide. Okay, so it is a gaseous fuel and serve as a good source of energy for various purposes, like fuel for cooking, generation of electricity, mechanical, and heat energy. Okay, so this is a simple schematic diagram of a gobar gas plant. So biogas production from biomass is an anaerobic process. The anaerobic digestion is usually carried out by using all right cylindrical container is known as digester. Okay, this is a digester tank. This is our digester tank. A digestive may be made up of concrete bricks or and cement or steel, and it is placed or built underground. We can directly build it under the ground, or else we can place it. Okay, an inlet pipe is attached to the mixing tank for feeding cow dung. Okay. Then the pathogenic bacteria is also mixed with the cow dung. The digester is attached to a movable gas holding or storage tank with a gas outlet pipe. It used slurry comes out from the digester through the outlet pipe. This type of technology is used in rural areas for domestic purposes. The process of digestion usually takes 2 to 3 weeks when cow dung is used as a substrate. Under ideal conditions, 10 kg of biomass can produce sufficient biogas to provide 3 hours of cooking and also 3 hours of lighting. Okay, so the calorific value of biogas is around 8500 calories per cubic meter. Okay, understood. So the pathogenic bacteria is mixed with the cow dung. Then it through the inlet pipe it come to the digester tank, and again it is and the digester tank is attached to a movable gas holding or storage tank with a gas outlet pipe. This is a gas outlet pipe, and the digester, and then it is used, the slurry comes out from the digester through the outlet pipe. This type of technology mainly used in rural areas for domestic purposes, and we can directly get gas from this holder tank. So next, what are the advantages of biogas? So it has high calorific value, and the calorific value of biogas is around 8500 calories per cubic meter. Okay, and then it's a clean fuel. Okay, no residue produced, no smoke produced, non-polluting and economical, and it is very economical, and it is not polluting our environment. So it is totally a degradable, a good alternate source of energy, and also it is very economical because we can get uh, dungs easily, and also you can produce electricity in a very easy and good way. Okay, understood. Next, role of individual in conservation of natural resources. Okay, so what's the role and what do we have to do to control our, to um, how to conserve our natural resources? So the Indian philosophy of conservation is to keep harmony with nature. Therefore, we have to learn to live with the nature. For this, every individual has to play his role to conserve the nature and natural resources. So there are various points or various important role of individuals in maintaining peace, harmony and equity in nature. So what should we do? What's our duty? Because we know that the natural resources or the stocks or the mineral resources, the water resources, the food resources, the forest resources are, the rate of these things are day by day decreasing. If we are use, if we are misuse it, then one day it will finish and we are going to suffer a lot of problems because we are totally dependent upon these natural resources. So we always need to maintain a balance between the environment and our environment of the natural resources of environment and the human needs. As the population is increasing, the demand of the food, the energy, the electricity, the forest, the wood, these are also the mineral resources, these are also increasing. So if we are not concerned about this, then we are going to face a lot of problems, and without environment we cannot sustain in this world. So we need to concern about our environment, and also we need to protect our environment. Okay, thank you.